memory that drifts through your mind from time to time. I can never be more than a knock on your door, just a shadow that's gone with the sunshine. For you know I'm not free and I never can be, and you're bound to get restless in time. All I can be is a sweet memory that drifts through your mind. Tonight I'll shed a silent tear while lying here with you. The sands of time have trickled down, just a precious few. You're young and so beautiful, and I'm so glad I'm here, but the ending is painfully clear. All I can be is a sweet memory of someone you had to leave behind, who loves you and needs you, but never could give you a ring for your finger so fine. So tonight we'll just borrow each other, tomorrow we'll find we've run out of time. And all I can be is a sweet memory that drifts through your mind. For you know I'm not free and I never can be, and you're bound to get restless in time. All I can be is a sweet memory that drifts through your mind. All I can be is a sweet memory that drifts through your mind.
That was All I Can Be by Collin Raye. And Collin, that's the title song off your debut album for Epic Records.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The very first single and the first video that came off the album, and I've really learned a good lesson about videos, the power of video during that record, because the record did not do as well on the charts as we had hoped it would, and I sold an awful lot of albums off the strength of the video, which went #1 on CMT and TNN, so that made a believer out of me.
Right. Well, the album is fantastic.
Thank you.
Such a big variety of song tempo.
Thank you. Well, we tried to do that. You know, I hate to buy albums and they be boring,
Right.
or be one, you know, all one way or all another. And I like albums like I like to see shows with a lot of peaks and valleys. And so we tried to do that, and hopefully create an album that people won't fast forward past certain cuts to get to other cuts. You know.
It's a good dance album too.
Thank you.
Fantastic dance album.
Thank you. I think it's very important too in country music these days. If before you can really succeed, you have to win over Texas, I think, especially, and a lot in the dance hall people and stuff, because they're a really strong fan base, and I think we did that. The current single, I think, is very, very danceable song, which I understand it's getting a lot of play in the nightclubs.
And that's every second.
Yes.
You know, I understand there's not going to be a video off of that one, right?
No, there's not, for a couple of reasons. We did a video on each of the first 2 singles, and both of the videos did well, and they're both still getting play. So we didn't feel a need to hurry up and just get something on just to have a video out. Also, I never really had an idea as to where to go with it video-wise. I didn't think it was, some songs lend themselves to video more than others. And also, this is a good thing, is we think that every second is going to move up the chart awfully fast because of, and it is, because of the strength of the previous record. And by the time we get the video done, it could have already peaked and be on its way back down again. So we're just going to wait till the fourth record to do another video.
Right. Well, the video, I was looking at the liner notes. What a group. Fantastic.
Yeah. We went after the A team, I call
Right.
them, you know, and we got everybody that we wanted on the album. We got, in addition to just the great Nashville session players like Paul Lyman, Paul Franklin, and Joe Chimay and Steve Gibson, which are really big names in the industry as far as their credits. We also got some guest appearances, you know, by Herb Peterson and J.D. Manis of the Desert Rose Band, which was really nice. And the most notable was, of course, Vince. Vince Gill sang with me on All I Can Be, which not only legitimized my first single a little bit, you know, gave me a little bit of legitimacy there, but also he's just such a great vocalist. You couldn't find anybody better to sing harmony with you than him.
Yeah, well, and the songwriters didn't help either. Harlan Howard and Skip Ewing.
Yes, and that we had a lot of songs. I felt like we got a good batch of songs for the first album. We went through at least 1,200 songs to get down to the final 10. And it's tough when you're a new artist to get the best that Nashville has to offer, because if you go by a publishing company, they're going to be saving, if they've got 3 or 4 killers, they're going to save them for George or somebody else. And but I felt like we had the best that they had. They believed in the project. My producers, I have to thank for that more than anybody else. They had the town buzzing about it, and so I felt like we got a good batch of songs. The upcoming album, I think, is going to be much better, because now that we've had the success with this one, everybody is writing songs for me. Those same type writers you mentioned are sitting down trying to write Collin Raye songs, which is really nice.
Well, it was really great. Now, do you have a lot of input into your albums or your videos?
Yes, albums, very much so. The videos, the first 2 videos, I didn't have a lot of input. The second one I probably could have. The first one I couldn't have if I'd wanted to. Second video, I think I could have, but I was in a very, very tight schedule when we made that video, and the whole thing came together and happened so fast. I didn't have the time to put the thought process into play and offer any suggestion. I liked what the director had in mind and where they were going with it, and so I just rode with it. I would the next video we do, which will be on the 4th single, which will be It Could Have Been So Good. I plan to have a lot of input in that one. I think it's a song that you could make a really enjoyable, deep video with, and I've carried that one around in my head for a while, you know. So I hope to have some input in that one.
Right. Well, you've really been working hard for years to get up here where you're at. You started out when you were 7 years old. Is that right?
Well, I was on stage at 7 when I was very young. I didn't really. Well, that was mostly with my older brother and my mom sometimes. It was kind of a family band type thing. And I was just the youngest, and so they'd stick me up there, and I didn't really do much.
Played the tambourine.
Yeah, and the snare drum and whatever. I didn't really realize that I had much ability in my own until I was 12, 13. And from the time I was 15, I've been doing it for money and taking it very seriously. And by the time I was 17, I had my own band and did ever since then. So I was very, very lucky throughout the years to be able to maintain doing what I love and making a living at it. A lot of artists have to branch off and get away from that just to make ends meet. So I feel very fortunate because of that.
Yeah, would you have any advice for the young regional stars that are pushing to make it?
Yeah, I think to me, in any field of endeavor, whether it's music or whatever, sports or business, to me, it's 95% confidence, 5% ability. And I think the talent comes into play after you make it. And I think talent will determine how far you soar, up the ladder. But to get to that point and fulfill that first wave of your dream, I think it's the great deal is just confidence in yourself. And I've always had that. You have to believe that you can do it. You're going to be knocked down a few times. People are going to tell you that you can't do it. They're going to tell you that the stuff you're doing is not commercial or it's not good enough. You have to just be true to yourself and do what you believe is right. If you have something to offer, I believe if you persevere, you will get your shot.
Okay, you just finished up a Texas homecoming tour.
That was a really big success. The record label, of course, got behind that with a lot of promotional dollars, which certainly didn't hurt. And we had like 17 sold-out performances in a row. We broke attendance records at several of the venues. Plus, being that that's home, that was just a lot of fun for me. I live in Texas still, and so it was great because I got to go home on like the early in the week, Monday, Tuesday, every week, and I had my daughter out with me on quite a few of the runs and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. As I said, Texas is such an important market that if you don't succeed there, I think in country music, I think it's very hard to succeed anywhere else. And by the same token, if you're big there, I think it sort of carries over to everywhere else.
Okay, we're going to have to wrap it up here shortly. I did want to say you're getting ready to do a benefit in Florida.
Yes, that's, I believe it's May 15th and 16th in Pensacola, Florida. I'm really excited to be involved in this. It's a fundraiser for children with, it's the Garrison Foundation for adolescent head injuries. Yeah. There's a lot of kids out there that have had such tragic situations like that, and you're not aware of the number until you're approached with this. I've always been a real crusader, really open to get involved with anything like that, but this was, I think, a very, very worthwhile cause. It's going to be a show, concert / fishing tournament, too, so I get to go deep sea fishing at the same time. I've never got to do that. And I think it looks like it's going to be a really, really, really big thing, and I'm hoping we can raise a lot of money for them. Great.
Well, I want to thank you for being with us today. And if any of you viewers get a chance, pick up the album, All I Can Be. All I can say is fantastic.
Thank you.
And if you'll take us back to the show, introduce your last video.
Okay, this is a video that was the big record for me. The record was #1 for 3 weeks, and the video was #1 as well. It's called Love Me.
I read a note my grandma wrote back in 1923. Grandpa kept it in his coat, and he showed it once to me. He said, boy, you might not understand, but a long, long time ago, Grandma's daddy didn't like me none, but I loved your grandma so. We had this crazy plan to meet and run away together, get married in the first town we came to and live forever. But nailed to the tree where we were supposed to meet instead, I found this letter, and this is what it said. If you get there before I do, don't give up on me. I'll meet you when my chores are through. I don't know how long I'll be, but I'm not gonna let you down. Darling, wait and see. And between now and then, till I see you again, I'll be loving you. Love me. I read those words just hours before my grandma passed away. In the doorway of a church where me and Grandpa stopped to pray, I know I'd never seen him cry in all my 15 years. But as he said these words to her, his eyes filled up with tears. If you get there before I do, don't give up on me. I'll meet you when my chores are through. I don't know how long I'll be, now and then, till I see you again, I'll be loving you. Love me. Between now and then, till I see you